Topic for the class today is iPhone Siri, your new best friend. And that should be an exclamation mark instead of a question mark. She certainly should be. This is a 20-minute class. My name is Wade. I'll be your guide for the class today. So we're going to talk about Siri, and hopefully you already know how to use Siri. You know about Siri. But we're going to talk about lots of ways to use Siri. But just very briefly, Siri is what's called a voice assistant. It's like Alexa, if you have or use Alexa. Same basic premise. It's just on your phone instead of in a device in your house. But one nice thing about Siri is that since she's on your phone, Siri is always with you. And so there's a lot of ways to use Siri and while you're in your car. And while you're in your car, if you're going to interact with your phone, you should be doing it via Siri. You should not be picking up your phone, looking at the screen, touching the screen. So I may be driving in the other car coming at you, and I don't want you coming over into my lane. So let's talk about how you can use Siri when you're in your car. So this is hurricane season, as we're all very much aware. And let's say I'm coming home and weather is starting to look really bad out there. And I want to check and see what's going on with the weather. And I'm going to grab my phone here so you can see it, even though for this scenario, I'm not going to be looking at my phone. My phone's going to be somewhere where the microphone on the phone can pick up my voice. It probably would be on a stand in the dashboard. You don't want it in your purse in the driver's seat. But all I need to do is say, hey, Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently cloudy and 61 degrees.
So she's going to tell me. She also shows me on the screen, if I wasn't driving, I could look at this and see, and it gives me a little more information, the chance of rain, high and the low. But I'm driving and I want to hear what the weather looks like. And let's say that instead of what she said, weather conditions are deteriorating rapidly, high winds, dangerous driving conditions. So I need to let my wife know that I'm going to probably be coming home late. So if I wanted to call my wife, I can say, hey, Siri, call Michelle.
Calling Karen Michelle Yarbrough Mobile.
Hang up real quickly so it doesn't call her. But so it would call her. I could talk to my wife, tell her what's going on without ever taking my hands off the steering wheel or my eyes off the road. Now, let's say I know that my wife is at the movies or somewhere where she's not going to be able to answer her phone. I could send her a text message instead, still using Siri, keeping my eyes on the road. I could say, hey, Siri, send text to Michelle. Weather's getting really bad, period. I'll be home late, period. Stay safe.
Do you want to change it or send it?
Cancel.
I won't send it.
So if I wanted to send it, I would just tell her to send. And that text message would have been sent out to my wife so she could see it wherever she was, when, even though she couldn't answer the phone if I called her. Now, another nice thing about having Siri with you in the car is that when we're driving, we frequently need to know where something is, a gas station, maybe a place to get something to eat, or you need to stop at the pharmacy. You can have Siri help you with that. So I could say something, maybe I'm getting hungry. So I could say, hey, Siri, where's the nearest restaurant?
The closest one I see is Tommy Thompson's Grill on St. James Drive. Is that the one you're looking for?
Yes.
Great. I can call that location or get directions. Which would you like?
Get directions.
Getting directions to Tommy Thompson's Grill.
And you can see she's passing me off to
starting route to Tommy Thompson's Grill.
To the
head west on Beaver Creek Drive, southeast.
So she handed me off, and I'm going to stop it because otherwise it's going to keep talking to me. So I'm going to stop that. Well, you could tell by the voice change that Siri got me to the fact of where I wanted to go, and then she handed me off to the Maps app to actually give me turn-by-turn directions. But again, all that happened without me ever having to look at or touch my phone. She would give me directions right to Tommy Thompson's. I could do the same thing. Where's the nearest pharmacy? Where's the nearest gas station? Whatever you're looking for, she can help you with it. So please consider using Siri instead of looking at your phone when you're driving. Now, she can also help you stay organized and informed. And this first one is kind of a transition one. Let's say I'm still driving, I'm still on the way home, and all of a sudden I remember, oh gosh, the trash pickup is tomorrow morning and I forgot to take the trash out. I can tell Siri to remind me to take out the trash when I get home. These are called location reminders because the reminder is based on location. So since my phone has GPS, Siri knows that I'm not at home. Siri will also know when I do get home, so she will give me this reminder when GPS says that I'm at home. Now, I could set a reminder not related to location. So I'll do a similar one. I'll say, hey, Siri, remind me to take out the trash tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Okay, your reminder is set for tomorrow, 5 p.m.
And you can see if I'm not driving, I can see that it's here. If I want to change it, I can touch change and it'll take me into reminders where I can change it. If I go into my reminders app, I'll see there's take out the trash tomorrow, 5 p.m. So it's now on my reminder list. I find that one really handy because lots of times I think of something I need to do and I'm out doing something, I'm out working in the yard, I'm not near my computer. I can just tell Siri to put it on my reminders list so I can get to it later.
Where is your reminder list? I mean, where do you click to get that?
It's this one. Reminders.
Okay. I have a new phone, so that's why I'm asking. I've never had an Apple before.
Okay, this is an Apple app, so it's on your phone automatically. You don't have to download it. And it looks like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you need to activate Siri, or is it activated automatically?
You do, and I'll show you at the end of class how to activate her. Yeah, good question. Don't let me forget. You could set an alarm. I'm not going to do all these. You're kind of getting the idea, but I could say, hey, Siri, set alarm for 7 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, she heard me.
I set your alarm for 7 a.m.
Okay, fine. So if I wanted to check behind her, I can go to my clock and check my alarms. Okay. And she set the alarm. You can put things on your calendar if you use Apple Calendar. I could say, hey, Siri, add dentist to my calendar at 4 p.m. on Friday.
Dentist is scheduled for 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday. It's on your home calendar.
Thank you. You can set timers. Now, one difference between Siri and Alexa is that Siri will let you only have one timer at a time running. Alexa, you can have multiple, but if you only need one, Siri can handle that for you. Siri can let you know what's going on with the stock market. If you want to know the price of a particular stock, you say, hey, Siri, what's the price of Apple stock? And she heard me.
Apple is up $4.63 today, or 3.35% to $142.
Okay, that's enough. We'll stop it. But you can test her any of those. Yeah, good question about if I had just said call Michelle and she called my wife. Let's say I have more than one Michelle in my contacts. Siri would say, is that Michelle Yarbrough or Michelle Smith? And I could say which one to call. Yeah, good question. Yeah, so if there's more than one, or I could say call Michelle Yarbrough, then she would get the right one. But if she's not sure, she'll give you your choices. And you can
Wait.
also, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Good.
No.
I am very interested in putting all my appointments on the calendar, because we go to multiple doctors and it's important for me to do that. However, I just transitioned from an Android phone to Apple SE. And I don't know anything about the Apple calendar. If that's the one I should be using now instead of my old Google calendar that I had on my Android.
That's really up to you. I mean, I use a Google Calendar, but I use reminders off of Apple, so you can mix and match. And there is a way to transfer everything over. That's beyond what we can do in here. I don't even know if we have a class on Apple Calendar. If we don't, there's one we should have. But yeah, but you could start adding things like I just showed you going forward. All right, a few other things here quickly. Keep an eye on the time. We're doing okay. You can use Siri to manage your phone. So if you wanted to open an app, so if you were trying to find reminders and you couldn't find the reminders, you could just say, "Hey Siri, open reminders," and it opens it up for you. So any app, if it's on your phone, she can open it for you, save you having to flip around through your phone trying to find it. If you use Do Not Disturb, which you should be using, I've got a class on how to use Do Not Disturb if you don't know about it, but you can turn Do Not Disturb on and off just by having Siri do it for you. You can change the brightness of your screen. Same way, just tell Siri to increase brightness or decrease brightness. This is a new iOS 16 feature, but it's a really nice one. You can have her hang up on a call. So if you got a call going on, you're on speakerphone and you've been talking and now your hands are dirty, you're working in the kitchen and you don't want to touch your phone, you can just say, "Siri, hang up," and she'll hang up the phone. So lots of ways to manage things on your phone. Siri can handle those for you. Now, I do want to get into settings and we'll hopefully save time for a few questions here. But to set up Siri, we'll go into settings. So I'm not sure what the settings are by default now. I've had it turned on for a long time, but you're going to scroll down to Siri and search. And it's not very far down. It's right here. And you want to turn all three of these on, in my opinion. The first one allows you to access, to wake up Siri by voice, like I've been doing by saying her name. This one lets you use a button on your phone, and the button is different depending on the model. It may be the home button, it may be a side button, but yours will say whatever the appropriate button is. So for whatever reason, she's not waking up or I don't want to say her name, I could just press, in my case, the side button. I'll do that. And you can see she's turned on. When you see this icon, it means she's listening. And this allows Siri even when your phone is locked. So using Siri, like I talked about when you're driving in the car, there's a good chance your phone will be locked if you haven't used it for a while. So this allows you to access Siri with the wake up word, even if the phone is in lock status. And I think I'm going to stop there and see if there's questions. I know that there were several questions along the way, so let's open it up for questions for the last 4 minutes. Any questions? And if you're in the lounge,
I'm in settings. How do I get to that series to make sure those are dots are green?
Yeah, it looks like this.
Oh, it says settings and it says TV provider, Apple Store, Clips, Cribbage. I guess they gave me all my apps.
No, so click on, start with the settings. And it should look like this. Doesn't look like this, you're in the wrong place. Are you seeing a screen like, does it say settings and then it'll have airplane mode and Wi-Fi as the first two options? Did you see that, Lupe? You're muted if you're trying to talk.
Okay. Okay, I see where it has my name settings and airplane mode and all that. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go
Scroll
down
down and it's
to
like Siri and search.
Siri and search. Oh, let's see. Where is it?
Just a little ways down.
No, I bypassed that, I guess. I'm to
No,
compass maps,
yeah,
stocks,
you're way
news.
too far. It's right up at the top.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. Series and search.
Yep.
Okay. I have to make the first one green. The other two were green, but that's it. Okay, great.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I could talk to her now. All right.
Okay. Yep. No problem.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Let's see. If not, I'll show you one other thing very quickly, which sometimes is helpful. This next option below the three that I showed you is language. And what this lets you do is tell Siri if you have an accent. So maybe I speak English, but I speak English with a South African accent. I can click here and that will help her understand me better by telling her which accent I have. So that's what that one is for. When you turn Siri on for the first time, it's going to ask you a series of questions. So Lupe's probably getting asked those questions now, but whenever you slide this button over. And so that's how she can start to learn your voice. But by setting the language, especially if you do have an accent, it helps let her know what dialect you're speaking English. All right. If there's no other questions, yeah, good question. You can tell Siri to turn your flashlight on and off. That's a great one. I've done that. If it's dark at night and you don't want to fumble around and try to find the flashlight, you just say, "Hey Siri, turn on flashlight," and in fact, she just did it.
It's on now.
There it is. It's on. "Hey Siri, turn off flashlight."
It's off now.
Yeah. Thanks for that one, Larry.
It's tremendous, all those things. So when you're in your car, there's no need to use your Bluetooth, your audio to find a telephone number. You just talk to your phone, your Siri, and that's it. So much
Exactly.
easier.